Good morning from Glass River Media. I am Jeff Carpenter here at Glass River Media Studios at Venture X in Arlington, Virginia. And with me, as always, is Ronan in the corner.
Yep, I'm still here.
Still there. You know, fun fact, yeah. Ronan doesn't actually go home. I go home in the evening and I come back and he's just here. So when I say, as always, Ronan in the corner, that's factual.
It's because I'm just always here. Yeah.
Just remember, if you need someone to be in a corner at midnight, he's got you covered. How have you been this morning, Ronan?
Pretty good. Pretty good. Nothing to really complain about. I mean, it was kind of
Pretty good?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, I really threw you under the bus with that "how are you doing" question.
Yes. Because I was not prepared for it.
Yeah,
I was not prepared.
I guess next time we'll make some notes on how you're doing before we start.
I need to make some notes. Yeah.
We were out at a job yesterday. Job went well, and then I got my car stuck in a parking garage. So we're gonna have to go fix that this afternoon. But suspicious packages in DC are a dime a dozen, and they apparently found one outside my parking garage.
I was gonna say like because there's houses next to your parking garage, wasn't there?
It was near a neighborhood.
Well, I was gonna say, what if someone just ordered like an Amazon package?
Well,
does that count as a suspicious package?
They were not allowing anyone down there, so I don't know. But yeah, I guess if you ordered a pizza, it's getting cold. But that was yesterday. We are crossing my fingers that my car is accessible today.
Hopefully,
For now, I am public transportation only.
I was gonna say, I did look at Waze a little bit earlier today, and it did say, it showed like the road closures. There's only one road closure that I saw close to the Capitol, and I'm pretty sure it was not your road. So
we'll find out. We're going to do some recording first and go over there after lunch. Speaking of lunch, it is not lunchtime yet, but it is time for a guest. If we could show Ronan, we have our neighbor, Jay Reiner. CPA, right?
Jay Reiner, CPA, yes.
Certified public accountant, and most importantly, our neighbor through that wall.
Right in that spot, yes.
So I have found out, for everyone watching, we're on a floor here surrounded by offices. We have no windows. We have walls, and over there we have neighbors. We have never met any of our neighbors on that side. I've talked to people that direction, but you're our first person from this side. So tell me, how's that side of the building?
So far, so good. I'm on an inside office too, so but it's working out really well. I really enjoy being here. I moved in right at the beginning of May, so it's about a month and a half since I've been here.
So you're brand new.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool. We've been here since January. I still think of us as new, but now we have newer people than us.
Yes.
So tell me, this is the first time that you've come over to see us. Have you heard anything through the wall? Are we being too noisy?
No, not at all. One of the things that's nice about this place is in the hallways, they've got those sound dampeners or white noise machines in the hallway, so that helps.
That cuts down.
Yeah. Plus, when I'm working, I'm focused in on what I'm doing anyhow, so I'm not really paying much attention to what's going on around me.
What's a number cruncher like? Are you doing music, or are you playing TV, or are you just like in the zone?
Well, I'm a native New Yorker, so actually after I moved into Virginia in 2007, but I still listen to my old classic rock station from New York on my computer, so I'm zoned into Beatles and Rolling Stones and Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, and all that all day while I'm working.
What's the percentage of your business between doing the work and like talking to people on the phone? Is it 50-50, or is it like way one way or the other?
Actually, these days now it's more just working on my computer. Once upon a time I spent a lot more time on the phone. These days now most of my clients communicate with me via email is really the way to do it. And I've got a lot of clients who are in other countries. So email winds up working well because people can do things in their time zone, when they're ready. And then when I come in, I take care of what I need to. So
everything's, for me, it's all digital. And then everyone I work with is all over the country, including like 3 of my employees are not even in the state, let alone other people I interact with. So I get it.
Yes.
That's pretty cool. Tell me about... So CPA, is it like lawyers where there's flavors? Do you specialize in something, or are you just anybody walks in the door?
Well, what I'll do is I'll just give you the first few seconds of my 60-second elevator speech, which is I'm Jay Reiner, CPA of Jay Reiner, CPA. And I provide tax and consulting services to small businesses, nonprofits, estates and trusts, and individuals. So that's kind of the cross-section of clients that I work with.
What you just said to me, that sounds like everything. Is that everything, or are there like things you don't do?
No, well, I don't do audit. I focus more in on tax, so I don't do audit work on any type of clients whatsoever. And I'm more focused in these days on state and trust and nonprofit stuff. It's kind of a bit more specialized than the 1040 type of work, and I find it more interesting and better fees too.
Yeah, yeah. Interestingly, accountant is always the example I use for when I'm trying to explain, hiring a service. I know some people say like you'd hire a mechanic to fix your car, so you would X. Like you would hire an accountant is my go-to because it's the thing that's incomprehensible to me.
Yes. Yeah, and that's actually the clients who wind up contacting me are people who in the past have done their returns themselves on TurboTax and have encountered situations where something is just outside of their scope of knowledge and it's too much for them to actually have to learn.
Yep.
Or people have made mistakes and now they're looking for somebody who can help them avoid mistakes in the future.
Yeah, I technically have a business minor, and accounting classes were a big part of that. And I always think of it as those college classes got me up to speed where I can talk to an accountant. I know what you're talking about, but my goodness, I cannot do it on my own.
Yeah, and it's funny because occasionally I'll get a client who tries to like speak my language, and I try to be nice about it and just kind of make it more plain English so they can understand it. Yes.
No, same in our business. If the client gets technical, we've gone down the wrong path.
Yes.
It's like we need to talk about where you want to be, not how we're going to get there.
Right. Yeah, but it's my idea to help my clients obviously not talk down to them, and one of the things my wife has said to me many times over the years is that you're very good at teaching people things. So when it comes to doing a tax return, I'll upload their return to my secure portal and then give them kind of a brief email description of certain things in their return that I want to point out to their attention, and I make it so that they can understand it, not to speak all kinds of tax speak.
I think that's the most important thing for small businesses like yours and mine. If you're like working for a big firm, you just go do the technical work. But yes, I think over half my job is making my clients feel comfortable. Like that's the biggest part of my job. The work part is like, cool, we got it. But being able to communicate what you're doing is so huge.
Yeah, and it's very satisfying at the end of the process hearing from clients that not only thank me, but say, you really took something that I was worried about, concerned, or just didn't understand, and you made it in like plain language that I could understand. So now it's just terrific, and you took a load off my mind by doing this. So that's at the end of the day, that's really nice.
Awesome. So I studied this stuff in college and said this is not for me. Did you have the opposite experience? Like, how did you get started in this?
Well, for me, I was always in honors math classes, math and science. So numbers to me always came natural. So when it came time for some sort of a career path, accounting wound up kind of being something that worked for me, and can almost do it with my eyes closed, sort of thing, and always wound up acing my accounting classes and getting through it.
Well, I was actually the person that in my sophomore year of high school, I took physics, and then my junior year of high school, I took physics or AP Physics C, mechanics. So basically the same mindset where I took like the math and science, I took like the high levels very early on.
Got through it.
So,
Yeah. So both of you more math-minded than me. Math was not my favorite subject. In fact, the better I felt like I was doing in math class, the worse sign that was. It was if I was struggling, I was like, cool, then I'll buckle down and get through the test. But the ones that I thought I was doing okay on, like, nope, the test proved me wrong.
Yeah.
I got through math, but it's not my joy.
Yeah. It's funny, oddly for me now, when you do all these multi-factor authentication things and they send you some text code that's like 6 digits, I'll glance at it for like a half a second and it's already in my brain. I don't even need to go back to my phone while I'm entering it in.
I bet you remember phone numbers too. It's not a skill anyone needs anymore, but I bet you can.
Flushing 95581. That was the phone number in the very first apartment that I remember living in Flushing, New York.
That's awesome. My business partner has been my friend since way back. He still remembers my home phone number because he would call me all the time, and it was a pretty easy number. That has since been transferred into my mom's cell phone. And so he'll always say, he's like, yeah, I don't know anyone's phone number. I don't know, I don't know my parents. I don't know my kids. I don't know any cell phone numbers. He's like, but I know Jeff's mom's cell phone. He's like, just because it has stuck with him all these years. So
Yeah,
I don't think he ever calls her, but he should.
Right. Yeah. Well, my wife says to me that my brain, I just retain all kinds of like trivial nonsense, and I really need to do a purge every once in a while. But it never works. There's all this like
Yeah, they
useless
say-
stuff that's just.
They say
stuck there.
vacation's good for that, but that doesn't work for me. I find that
I was gonna say you might be good at trivia then.
No.
Probably. That's all very cool. What? How did you get? Did you like leave school and like start your own business, or did you go through firms, or like how do you get to where you are?
Well, I originally, one of the interesting stories is when I first got into college, I was going to Queensborough Community College in Bayside in New York. And the very first accounting class that I took was one of those morning, like 7 a.m. classes. I wound up getting an A in the class, and the teacher hired me to work at his CPA firm. He had a partner, they had a firm in Manhattan. So I started working there. And that was 1981. So I've been at this for 40 odd years already.
Nice.
And I worked a number of different CPA firms as an employee. And then at one particular point, I decided to go out on my own, and I had a business partner who I met at one of these firms. We took over a practice of a guy who was retiring, so we bought out his client list, and that was in 1992, and I've been self-employed since then.
That's awesome.
So I was self-employed
Nice.
in New York, and then when I moved here to Virginia, I've been self-employed here in Virginia since 2009. So so far it's worked out well. Socked away some money for retirement someday. I keep a roof over my head, food in my mouth. Take vacations.
I
all
would,
good.
I would trust that you've got your financials in order.
Yes.
makes sense. So you've been up here since May, right?
Yes.
So what? Just a few months. How have you been enjoying it? Is it where'd you come from before? Is this closer, further?
No, well, actually, I live in Virginia Square, so I'm not
Okay.
far from here. I had been in a similar situation, another company who shall remain nameless, another co-work place, but was in Boston.
Okay.
So I had about a 10-minute walk to the place in Boston. It's about
moved
a
up.
20-minute walk here to Courthouse, but that's not bad. So
We walk to Boston for lunch sometimes. It's not. It's a whole metro stop away, but walkable.
yes, yeah. Well, being a New Yorker and working in
Oh, yeah.
Manhattan for years, I'm just used to walking
That's
everywhere
nothing
in
for
public.
you.
No, not at all.
That's awesome.
So, no, it's worked out well. And actually, I checked out a few different co-work places in this last search. And literally the thing that sold me on VentureX is the frosted windows that they have on all of the offices.
They're very proud of them.
Oh, yeah. Well, I saw that in Dan's
Because they
segment,
got 'em
yes.
from Portugal.
Yeah.
But I went to a few other places that also they were glassed in rooms, and it really felt like a fishbowl, that everybody walking by can
Oh,
look
yeah,
at you.
yeah, you're being stared at,
And
yeah.
that you can see through all of the offices all the way to the exterior offices on the other side of the suite.
I hadn't thought of that.
And for me, being a CPA and dealing with tax stuff for clients, I'm dealing with a lot of personally identifiable information, and I don't want anybody walking by and looking at what I'm doing. So the privacy glass here was actually literally the selling point
Wow.
of why I moved here.
I thought it was cool. I never thought of it from that perspective.
Yeah.
Ronan, show your camera. So we've never used it. What is cool is they're whiteboardable. Like you can write on them with whiteboard markers. I don't know if you use that. I see other people have
Yeah,
notes.
some of my
Yeah.
neighbors.
You
yeah.
see the reverse notes when you walk down the hall. That's a good point, Ronan. We should be taking notes on there during the show. You should be writing.
Well,
I don't know
possibly,
what.
but it's kind of a bit far from my arm.
Yeah, the camera compresses the distance.
I've thought jokingly I could write in reverse from my side, but seeing it from the outside, it says "Help me."
Yeah, we have not done
I can
any
try that.
practical jokes with it. That could be a good use.
Just for practical jokes, yes.
Well,
Save me from the corner.
we have a thing here where Ronan usually shows us something mildly amusing.
Okay.
If you want to take a look.
Sure.
Actually, we're going to look over here. So Ronan, if you
I'm
could
always up
show
for
it.
being amused.
Yeah. Well,
well-
it depends on the day.
Yeah, I was gonna say hopefully I can do that.
I say amusing, and then it's going to be some horrible news story.
I'm amused by the blank screen.
Yeah, it's nice and blue.
This one might not be too amusing, but
All right, let's see. This Google Maps feature is finally coming to Apple Maps. This new to iPhone feature will arrive later this year. Here are the details to know. Now, Ronan, usually you give us a headline that tells us what's going on. This is the most generic headline I've ever seen. Explain to us what we're looking at.
so basically with iOS 17, Apple Maps is coming out with offline maps. So you can
download.
Yes, you can download your maps and routes and things.
Okay, so for all those times I don't go hiking, but no, for the outdoors adventure crowd, that's probably really big news.
Yes, but also for the crowd that doesn't have unlimited data and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, save it at home.
Yep. So you can, if you're going for a road trip, just like how I'm planning on going to Williamsburg down. well, I can save the map down, and I wouldn't have to worry about using data.
Okay.
Or like for walking around, like Jay likes to walk around. So yeah,
Well, he probably knows how to get to work by now, but yes,
hopefully.
you could download the route.
but yeah, just
Well, I'm an Android guy.
So
and
you're
I
already
use,
fine.
I use,
So am I.
use Google Maps, and I've downloaded maps before. When I went on vacation to Spain, I actually downloaded
nice,
a few different maps, and it's nice because you could zoom in and out, and it holds all that. So this is something that's Apple Maps, I'm assuming, has been around for a while, though?
A little while, not as long as Google Maps, but yeah,
Gotcha.
they're continuing to. So I don't know, what has it been, Ronan, like 6 or 7 years? Apple iPhones used to use Google Maps. Then they came out with their own map program, but you can still get Google Maps. So like I have Apple Maps, but I have Google Maps and Waze also. So yeah, I was always able to do it in Google Maps, but I guess it's handy to be in the default app.
Yeah, but my question is, like, this picture here, it looks kind of like a caricature map. So
that is there's two different
well,
modes.
it's like the 3D map. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
there's two 3D modes. One of them is like they use drones to photograph stuff, but where they don't have drone information, they've put cartoons in, which around here, I guess it's because of federal regulations, they have no DC photos. You have the satellite view, but when you go 3D, you lose all depth, and like these things pop up. So I'm used to these actually in DC. When I travel, I don't see these because they actually have photos of buildings.
so do you get actually characters popping up too? Or
You don't? That would be really cool. Like The Sims.
yeah.
I mean, I was kind of thinking of like the little animatronics and like things at theme parks, but yeah, Sims works too.
No, they could definitely be doing more. I want to see little dragons. I don't use it, but on Waze, one of my friends, when she puts Waze in her car is a cat. Like you see a cat going around on the streets, which I always thought was pretty cool. Yeah, we need more cartoons in our.
I suppose it's good unless you're driving, or it could be kind of distracting.
Then yeah, maybe.
Well, I was gonna say, talking about that, I don't know if you noticed this when I picked you up this morning, Jeff, but my little thing on Waze is a paper airplane.
Paper airplane.
Yes.
No, I did not notice that. I was not paying attention. You need a better car mount. It was not obvious to me.
Oh no, mine's a little screen inside the car.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't look at it. But okay, well, so come this fall, I'll start downloading maps,
Yep.
just like you two have been doing this entire time.
Yeah, because
Get with the program, man.
Yeah.
yeah, come on, Jeff. Well, I mean, to be fair, Apple's been doing this for years. Like the fingerprint scanner on phones, we've been having that for centuries before Apple finally did theirs.
Yes. Well,
and now they took it away
here
for face detection.
Here
which
at
we've
Glass
been
River
having.
Media, we are an Apple home. So
Except for me.
except for Ronan,
I'm
with
the
all
only
his
person.
Android stuff,
Yay, Ronan. I'm
and
with
his
you, man.
Windows computer
Let's
at
go.
home.
Yep. I have a Windows computer at my house. I have a Samsung
Nice.
in my pocket. So
Nice.
He's the outlier here.
Yep.
But we love him anyway.
You're welcome over to my side of the wall anytime.
Yeah, Ronan, next time there's an Android update, just go around the corner and knock on Jay's privacy glass.
I mean, apparently I'm on the wrong side of the corner.
Yeah.
I'm in the wrong corner.
The wrong corner.
Yep.
You can hold your phone up to the privacy glass. I bet if you hold it right against it, it'll glow through. And he'll be like, oh, Ronan's here with new tech news.
Yes.
Well, thank you for joining us today, Jay.
Thanks for having me.
We will hopefully see you in the kitchen.
Absolutely.
we wander out there for our hot chocolate.
Yes.
Occasionally.
I'm a sparkling water kind of guy, since that dispenser does that.
So Android and sparkling water. I'm going to keep you on that side of the wall. Everything you do is different and strange.
Yes.
I mean, unfortunately, I don't do sparkling water.
Yeah,
But-
you're a weird hybrid.
The ambient is good too.
But yes, stop by anytime. We're usually over here. And for everyone watching, Jay is not here because he won the lottery. He is here because he literally said, "Hey, this is a neat looking show," and we said, "We'll come be on it." And he said sure. So if you are within walking distance or driving distance of Courthouse Metro, we would love to have you in.
I was gonna say, even plane distance, because we have an airport like 15 minutes away too.
Yeah, you could fly in and Metro over here. Any California viewers, feel free to come on in. But I think more realistically, we're going to get people in the Arlington area, and we want to show people off. That's kind of what we're doing with the morning show is new faces. The feedback was too much Jeff and Ronan, and so we're trying to shake it up a little bit.
Too much of our ugly faces.
If you've been watching this week, this is day 3 of guests.
Yep.
We got 2 more for the next 2 days. This is going to be a complete week of guests. But next week, guess what? Wide open. So if you're near Courthouse Metro, just send us an email, glassrivermedia.com, go on the forum and say, hey, I'd love to be on your show. And we're going to say yes. I had someone actually ask, they said, am I interesting enough to be on your show? And I said yes, because you're not Jeff and Ronan. That's the main qualifier, is that if you're not us, we would love to have you on. So thank you so much for joining us.
You're very welcome. And I am not Jeff.
Yes. If we have someone named Jeff, we'll have to decide if that person's welcome.
Yeah.
But for right now, Jay is welcome.
Thank you. Good to be here.
And we will see you around. And internet people, actually, tell the internet your email address, your website.
MyCPAJ, MyCPAJAY.com.
Cool. Check it out. It's a website, and he's going to be on it. So we've established that he knows what he's doing. I think I would suggest that you check him out.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, anyway, that is all for today. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for sticking with Glass River Media's morning show, and going forward, hopefully more Arlington guests. And be back for more soon. We'll talk to you later.
Bye.
And we are clear. All right. Thank you so much for that. Here, we take the earpiece out, but I'd like to take some photos.